Hi everyone, Fenris Models here, and today we're going to take a look at Tamiya's Parasaurolophus diorama set in 1/35th scale. Now, I did not fully intend to do another unboxing of another dinosaur diorama set so soon from the Pteranodon one that we did, 2 videos ago, I think. However, I actually do have a fun little experiment I'm going to try with this one, and I really wanted to get into it, so I wanted to go ahead and get this unboxing done for you guys sooner rather than later so I could dive in on that. That one's going to be a little bit of a surprise though, so I'm not going to tell you quite yet what I'm going to do with it, but how about we go ahead and crack this box open and take a look at what's inside. Alright, so as you can see we have a pile of parts here. I think that's 4 sprues. Yeah, looks like it's 4 sprues. We have some goodies that we'll take a look at and our instructions. So how about we start with the instructions. And as Tamiya does, there is 2 sets. We have one that is in Japanese, and then we have one that is in English, German, and French. And it starts off with a nice little kind of blurb about Parasaurolophus or Parasaurolophus. Both pronunciations are fine. I tend to say Parasaurolophus because that's how my 5-year-old says it. But they do talk about a few of the other hadrosaurs. So it theoretically wouldn't take much in the way of customization to come out with either a Corythosaurus or a Shantunosaurus, or even some other variations of Maiasaura. There's a lot of hadrosaurs out there, and a lot of the biggest differences are their crests. So you should theoretically could removed the protruding bit right here and clay, putty, whatever, plasticard, make yourself a different dinosaur if you so wanted. And of course the book folds out into many pages. I don't know why Tamiya does this. It's one of my biggest nitpicks. I would rather if they just created it like a normal book. But this is what we got to work with. So we have some more information about the dinosaur, and it talks about the crests and some of the theories behind them. And the kit does come with some pterosaurs, so there's a little bit more on that. Build-wise, the kit's pretty straightforward. We have assembling the head, putting together a couple pieces for the legs, attaching them to the 2 halves of the body along with the head, building up the pterosaurs. And then what I thought was interesting is how they approach building these cycad trees. And I'll show you here in a minute the wires and the leaf paper that they've kind of given. But so essentially you thread it through this little piece, super glue it on the bottom side there, glue it in to the base, and then there's these paper leaves that you'll glue in and then cut up to turn into the fern-like leaves of the cycads. And then we have some wire for the flying pterosaurs, which I think are Nyctosaurus, I think is the type of pterosaur. Oh yeah, it's right there at step 8, Nyctosaurus. So yeah. And then putting it all on the base, and then we attach in our last 2 on the base there, and we have a plaque along with a another figurine. And then some tips on how to use putty to putty up the joins, and some of the painting techniques, so like flat brush for dry brushing, how to detail paint some eyes, and then some example for painting. One of the fun things about dinosaurs is you can paint them up however you want, whatever colors you want, so this is just kind of an example. But alright, here are those. So we have the 2 stands for, let me hold on here, there we go. The 2, I'm not going to open it up because I don't want to lose these, but we have the 2 stands for the pterosaurs, and all these green ones here are the paper wrapped wire that will be used for the cycad. And then here we have the hemp paper, I believe it's hemp paper, some kind of paper, with the leaves printed out. So you simply just cut them up. You can use scissors, you can use an X-Acto, whatever. Glue them around the wire pieces, and then take some scissors and cut along it to give it nice little feathered fern-like appearance. So yeah. Then we have our base here, and I believe this is going to be where the pterosaurs are, and then this will have the cycad. I believe that's what the holes are. I might be wrong. That might be for the Parasaurolophus. We'll take a look at that in a minute. But yeah, so it's a nice little detailed base, very similar to the one we saw in the Chasmosaurus set with Minifin. I know I didn't review the parts ahead of time, but yeah, you can see there's that kind of cracked ground. So I think it's supposed to be like a dried riverbed, the way we kind of have that slope down right there. So I don't know, maybe I'll try to put in some water on this one. I don't know yet. And then I guess we're working backwards up. So we have Sprue C here, which is our white plastic sprue. You can see that the other two are green. So we have our pterosaurs here. And again, this is the same scale as the pteranodon from last week. So you remember how large that one was. The nyctosaurs are significantly smaller. Pterosaurs came in lots of different sizes. So here's our cycad head. So you can see how you just slip the wire through right there. And then we have our scientist. I mentioned it in the previous one, but they didn't have one. This was the one from the Chasmosaurus diorama. But the reason why Tamiya has these figurines is, doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, right? To have a modern day human with dinosaur kits. But the reason is because it's actually molded after a Japanese paleontologist who was used as a point of reference for the development of these kits back when they were designed in the 90s, I believe it was. And so to kind of commemorate him and to kind of thank him and everything, they made a little figure of him, which I thought was cool. I really kind of like that. But it's also nice because you get a nice little scale comparison to see just how big these dinosaurs were. So neat little detail, kind of fun little story. I really enjoy that. So then we have the base of the cycad. So that is who the figurine was based around. All right, and so for B sprue, we have our two halves of the body. And you can see it's actually pretty well detailed. Let me get the light to kind of get on the scales there. So you can see there's lots of detail, lots of surface detail. You can see the ribs, some of the muscles have been molded in pretty good. There's actually a good bit of detail to work with, which is always nice. And then of course we have a little plaque that we can paint up and put next to our diorama when we're done. And then Sprue A, we have two head parts. So what's going on here, I don't know if this is something that Tamiya just kind of made up, if this is something that is supported in the fossil record, if this is something that at one point we thought was supported and have since discovered that it's not. But they claim that the longer crest is a male Parasaurolophus and the shorter crest is a female one. Again, I don't know where they got that. I don't know if that's... I've certainly never heard it. That doesn't mean it's not a thing, but I've never heard that before. But, yeah, so we have a... you can choose between a male or a female Parasaurolophus based off of that. So, and then our legs. Oh, and they do have the duckbill of the hadrosaur coming in two separate parts. I guess theoretically then you can model their mouth as open or closed as you want with that. I don't know why it came as two separate small parts as opposed to just being molded as part of the head. I would have just as soon molded it into the head parts and then given us the crest separate if you want to make the difference between male and female, but I don't work at Tamiya, so... And really, if you went that route where you could just change out the crest and the head was all together, you could easily include different, well, I guess we just have the one on this one, but you can include like Lambeosaurus and some of the other crest hadrosaurs, crests. And you could actually make a kit where it's a hadrosaur kit that you can build as the multiple different kinds of hadrosaur. That would actually be really cool. So if any model developers that are contemplating making some dinosaur kits are watching this, maybe that's an idea. I don't know. So there you have it, the Parasaurolophus diorama set in 1/35th scale from Tamiya. Yeah, I know it's another dinosaur kit. I know I have a few other kits that I know people are much more excited about, but I really love these. I'm having a lot of fun with these. I recently kind of hit a point of not losing my mojo per se, not being burned out per se, but I haven't been as excited to jump into modeling the way I was, a few months ago, except for with dinosaur kits. So for right now, I don't know how long it's gonna last, to be honest. Hopefully I'll be able to get, I am dying to finish those Corsairs. I promise you that video is coming. It's been slow going, I know, but it is coming. This one though, I was challenged by a buddy of mine to try a specific art style, I'll say. And I did actually pick this kit up with the intention of doing this kit in that art style. We're going to see how it does, and I think that in and of itself, this is going to be a good kit for that art style, but especially once I cracked it open and seeing all of the detail, like all of the muscle, the rib lines, and everything in the molding, which was, again, really nice molding, I think that's going to lend itself really well to this challenge, so I think it's going to be fun. I hope you guys enjoy it. I do. I know that a lot of y'all are getting fed up with dinosaurs, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying myself, and I hope that me enjoying myself is at least a little infectious for y'all. So anyway, all that being said, I hope you guys are doing great with your modeling as well, and that you're having fun with every single model you build. Let me know in the comments down below what you're currently working on yourself, and whether or not you're getting tired of seeing dinosaur models. And yeah, in the meantime, stay safe and keep modeling. Thank you, Cali Bear, and all of my starter set patrons. Your support is invaluable and keeps this channel going.